Episode 1, 0, 4, 7 of Down to Dunk. You can find us on The Athletic and anywhere else you subscribe to your podcast. Go to theathletic.com/down to dunk and get The Athletic for $3.99 a month. I am Luke. Joined this morning by Andrew.
But I gotta say, I'm just fired up to be here today. It's pretty cool. Pretty damn cool. Woo!
Slam through.
Taylor.
Two goldfish are in a tank. One says to the other, do you know how to drive this thing? Two things are better than one. Two things are better than one. Two. Slam through.
And Jay.
It's Jay.
I don't get the joke.
It's tank.
Tank. You know how to drive this
A tank.
thing?
Okay, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess.
Gotcha.
I mean, that was a stretch.
I think I'm to the point where I'm ready to make the call that I think Luke maybe needs to get his hearing checked.
Really? Why?
Because
You're yelling right now.
you're
You have
yelling.
the
And on
headphones
top of
in.
that is you.
Because I'm setting.
Before the podcast, he had his phone out and he was watching all of Josh Giddey's stories.
I don't hear
And
well.
it's full blast.
I don't
whole
hear.
thing.
I don't hear well.
And he's got the new iPhone, so the speakers are like,
It's really loud.
it's very loud.
It could be louder.
Do you think so?
I wish.
Maybe give it a little like a woofer attached to it.
I wish. I wish it was like guys that got those things in subwoofer in their cars in high school. We're just like,
You want your case to rattle.
yeah. The case.
You want your TikTok songs to rattle?
That's what I want.
Gosh,
But I don't hear well. But I don't. You know,
Why?
that's just one of those things you can't fix.
It's the thing he gave up. It's the thing he gave up for wisdom.
You know what I would like.
Sure.
You know what I would like.
That
to
was
do?
his deal with the
It's the
devil.
deal
Deal
with the devil.
I have all this wisdom, but I can't hear. But no, but I want to get. I watch earwax videos
Hell man, the wise.
where they get like all the big blockages coming
Yeah,
out. I want to do that. I think I got some big blockages.
You should try it.
I'd
It's
love
at least
to.
one thing.
I don't
you
know
can
where
do.
to go.
The doctor.
Huh?
That's
Wow.
that's
Yeah,
pretty
he's
good.
setting everybody up for that.
He did. That whole thing was a long setup.
So Summer League here and gone.
Thank the Lord.
Yeah.
Incredibly disappointing time for Thunder fans. Any takeaways? Any let's try to stay positive. Any good takeaways from Summer League for
It's
any of you
over.
guys?
We have a better idea of who doesn't matter. Is that positive?
Is it? It doesn't sound like it.
No.
It sounds pretty
Not-
negative.
Not for the guys that don't matter.
Wow.
Well, we have a better idea. We have more knowledge.
True. So for us,
Okay,
it's kind of
okay,
positive.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was, that's information.
I
Andrew.
genuinely like. I get like when you're searching for anything optimistic from it. I get like, hey, JRE. Like, I think there is legitimately something with him,
Yes.
Yeah,
but
he's good.
he's like you don't. It's and this was Alex's point. I think initially was he's going to be a career role player. That's like everybody that was like, hey, I kind of like Wiggins. Teo looked good. All of them are role players. And that's what's hard is you come from this season that was just, especially towards the end, was like every week was just a brutal watching this team play. And then you get to Summer League. Yeah, Trey Mann, Josh Giddey, both out within 5 minutes for Giddey, and then within 2 games for
2
Trey
games
Mann.
for
It's like,
Trey. Yeah.
so it's all the energy and excitement. That's the only thing. I don't give a rip about Summer League as far as being indicative of what this team or young people can be. Doesn't matter to me. Purely entertainment reason is why I'm frustrated with it. Like, because I just wanted to like, hey, it'd be tight to watch some Summer League and watch Giddey ball out and see what Trey Mann does. And we got to see literally neither one of those things happen.
Yeah.
So it got to the end where I was like, I just didn't even watch the last game.
It was actually kind of fun.
I heard, yeah, most points of any games in Summer League.
It's because it's the last games of Summer League, and like Giddey and Trey Mann probably wouldn't have played in those games anyways. It's like the ultimate scrub game because they take like all the guys that are good, they just either send them home or they just don't play them. And so they just play like the guys that are left. And it's funny that the guys that are left are like all the guys that have been with the Thunder like this whole time. So they've had like a chance to play together a bunch. And Anyways,
And also still probably like trying to play for a spot.
some of the
or
guys playing for a
two-way or
spot like Rob
whatever.
Edwards is like somebody noticed me.
Yeah.
And people did.
Yeah, I guess.
Thunder Twitter, big fan of that guy.
Yeah,
I had to look who he was. I had to look up who he was.
yeah, nice player. Will play for the Blue probably.
Almost all of them will, except for Jerry and Teo.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Jerry was really good in that game. Like legitimately very good. Like I think he was probably the best player on the floor.
And role players are important at some point, right? But I understand what you're saying.
Yeah,
They're just
yeah,
not
yeah.
exciting to be like,
No.
oh, that guy can be a solid role player in the NBA for a long time. It's like, that's cool. You need those players on your team.
That's what I'm saying. Nothing about Summer League changes any. Like I don't feel any more or less excited about what's ahead for the Thunder.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. This is a purely entertainment conversation. I just was like really looking forward to watching Giddey for 5 games,
Mm-hmm.
and he played for 5 minutes, and it was like, and that's it.
Yeah.
And it 1,000,000% makes sense. Like even if it's a minor injury, it's not worth it for 5 Summer League games. Like he got to be there with the team, practice, do some of the mental work, all of that stuff, and that's what really mattered of Summer League. But for the fan, it just sucked to not be able to watch and have fun watching them play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that they're doing
And
kind of
basketball's
what
not
they
great in
did?
Summer League. I always forget about that.
Are they trying to do like backwards what they did when building the team last time? They got their like three main guys up front, and then they tried to find role players, and
Yeah.
they could never really put it together. Like we just
Mhm.
need someone who can shoot. This time they're putting together the role players, like great, like 8th guy, 7th guy,
Wow.
all around there. And then once we find
So
our like
wise.
top 3 guys, we just plug them in and we're ready to go.
It's as
Yep.
easy as that. Really, the hard part is role players. If you think about it, that's a great point.
Well,
Luke.
we're just learning our lesson from last time.
Yeah, it's hard to find the role players. You can find how many role players do you need? 8. Okay, how many stars do you need? 2.
One, yeah, 1 or 2. True.
All you got to do is find 2
True.
superstars.
That's what they always say. Small markets are always having trouble finding role players.
It's
It's
easy.
the stars that's the easy thing.
Yeah,
True.
I mean, we've had plenty of stars. If it is kind of hard, it's funny because what you're saying is true. Okay, small markets, it's hard to get superstars. I was being
I know you are.
We caught that.
Yeah, you're being a jerk.
okay. I was being a big jerk. But if you go through the list of superstars that have played in OKC already,
It's nuts.
it's quite a list.
It's nuts. Like if
It really is.
I mean, you just say like Chris Paul and Carmelo Anthony. Like
Look.
both those guys have played in OKC,
How many of these guys are top 10 in the league
or at least have
or
been
were?
have been at one time in their
Yeah.
career, right?
Kevin Durant,
Yes.
James Harden,
Mhm.
Russell Westbrook, Chris Paul,
Yep.
Carmelo Anthony,
Uh-huh.
Paul
George.
Oladipo. No.
I wouldn't say
Did 1 year.
superstar.
Fringy.
Frenchie.
He's a little fringy.
Yeah, he's fringy.
Sabonis.
Sabonis is an all-star.
Markieff
Sabonis
Morris.
all-star.
Markieff Morris.
I'm talking about the superstar, like
Yeah,
big time guys though. That's
Like-
crazy.
it's
Yeah, for a
an
franchise
incredible
that's
amount.
really got a 12-year history.
and
Yeah.
now, and now SGA.
And now SGA, which
We'll see.
there's something. We'll talk about it.
Will
When?
we?
Well, but then hit my button because I got a question.
Oh, you do.
Yes.
John's factoid bigger victory. John's factoid bigger
Luke, we're moving to
victory.
Tayshawn's Factoid Figure. I know you can't hear the drop there.
Can't
but that's
hear.
what I did.
We're in my segment now.
Okay.
And my segment is basically a question. It's a roundtable discussion. Maybe you guys
Mhm.
can help me figure something out. SGA has the potential, the future, the superstar, maybe potential about him.
Okay.
But he seems to be missing, for me, some je ne sais quoi. Do you feel the same way? Like when you
Excuse
look
me?
at this is going to be hard to explain.
It's what the French call a certain I don't know what.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Okay, there's something that those guys I just named off, they have this like star quality to them, not like even outside of basketball. Does Shea have that and I'm missing it?
I think he does actually.
Really? Okay, maybe I
'Cause
guess
he-
I'm just missing
because
it.
he's cool, and I think part of it is that like the COVID year, we didn't get to see him, and like people
Yeah.
didn't get to see how he kind of acted outside of just the interviews, because like he's pretty funny
Really?
and would always like talk when it wasn't his turn, or like bust in the room, like you could hear him in the background. Like he like
He has the personality.
he kind of
that's-
like owns the space. And so one of the Thunder PR
That's good.
people's name is
Yeah.
Layla, and he always would like give Layla like so much trouble like during these Zoom calls. Like she was like managing all these Zoom calls, and he would just kind of
that's
mess
the
with,
stuff we need, Andrew.
kind of mess with her
It's that
Yeah, we
insider
need to know
content.
more
during the
about
calls.
him.
He's I think that if we can be back in person, I think people will see that like, oh, like this guy, he last year he believed and acted like he was the man.
Okay, that is good to know. I just think
Yeah.
maybe you're right. We just don't see enough of that.
Yeah.
And I think nationally, if he was playing for a team that was relevant currently, I think people would be all over.
Yeah.
Like if he was on the Heat.
It would be like
Yeah.
the Shade hype train would be all over the
'Cause I
place.
think that's what's missing. It's like more the national recognition, like making,
And I guess maybe like he hasn't had a lot of opportunities to be the man in big
Mm.
games too.
No, he was. I mean, the season that anybody paid attention to Shea,
Chris Paul.
the Clippers, which he was one of this weird collection of players. Like nobody was a superstar on that team at that point, except for, I mean, I guess none of them really were, because that was the Gallo, Shea, Pat Bev, Lou Williams, Montrezl Harrell, like just
Yeah.
collection of decent players.
Mhm.
And it was kind of everybody was the same when he was a rookie. The second year is Chris Paul.
Yeah. And he was
Shea
really good.
Shea was really good, but
Yeah.
he was not the man.
Right.
And the only year he's been the man, which was what, 30 games this year. How many games did he play? 40. And as part of that, like he was incredible, but nobody's really paying attention to the Thunder.
Yeah.
Like their national games were, I don't even think they had a national game,
Yeah.
you know? So it's one of those things that we will see Shea take that next step this year as kind of a guy that people are paying a little bit more attention to, but the Thunder will still be such a
35 games.
bottom team,
You were right in
35.
the middle. Good job.
what is that? What are you saying? 35 games? How many he played?
Luke.
I'm
Yes.
serious.
Yes, L man. Yes.
I heard what you said. I wanted clarification on what the 35 was
I know you
related
couldn't
to.
see my lips because they were behind my microphone.
Yeah, we
Now
got
here.
you.
Here's the thing.
We got you, Luke.
Here's the other thing. I can't read lips.
You're gonna
I
really
know.
struggle
That was
in about
actually one of
5
our
years.
old.
I can't do it. I can't read lips, Jay. I can't read lips.
Luke and I are having a time here because we started a little angry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
They did.
They really
But I'm
did.
not
Here's
so
what
mad.
happens. Luke pushes buttons when he knows someone's already in.
So do
like,
you,
does.
actually,
mood.
to be fair.
I do.
Oh yeah,
not.
Taylor was here pushing buttons right here with me.
Oh wow! I would never.
So they pushed buttons and then got a snarky response from me,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
and then blamed me for my response.
Why was it snarky?
I mean, just because I was. What do you mean? Because I was condescending, rude. There's all sorts of reasons.
Yeah, that's right.
There's a lot of. I mean, there's a lot of layers to my problems. Where do you want to go?
I wonder why I do push.
But it is funny, like the Shea. I was thinking about this on one of the podcasts that y'all did this week, Andrew, and like, I think the reason that Thunder fans are panicked about timeline is
Mhm.
just all because of Shea. Like, if Shea wasn't on this team and they were still fishing for that star, and it was like, hey, it's just going to be a brutal journey. But we saw that in these 35 games that he played last year, is that the Thunder are pulled towards that middle of the pack, and so there's just like this
Yeah.
baseline terror that we're going to be stuck in purgatory because we can't be bad enough to get the guy to star with Shea.
We'll
and we
see.
can't be good enough
We'll
to get
see
the-
about that.
Yeah, I think we'll be. I think this is the year. I think
Yeah.
that the Thunder are going to be problem. I mean, I think they're going to be really bad. Actually,
Yeah.
not really bad. Maybe I don't know what to think.
Hey, oh man, don't nose breathe into
They're
the mic.
over unders 23. He can't hear it.
what is going on today?
I don't
dude?
know. That's one of my biggest pet peeves. It happened so much this past week. Like in Vegas, we had these mics on our like faces, and guys would just sit there and go. I'm like, bro.
Sorry. I'm trying to not breathe. I'll do this.
That's one of the things that I like when
Wow.
I re-listen to the podcast and I catch myself breathing. That's why you'll see me like
Yeah.
take big breaths away from the mic because there's time it's like, Jay, his lungs are problematic.
Yeah.
I can't breathe. Was
Yeah.
that your factoid, Vickery Dickory?
Yeah, I guess so. We're ending with Shay does have that certain je ne sais quoi.
Oh, deep dive. Hey guys, I found Josh Giddey's TikTok, and it is, I would say, adorable.
I would
Yeah.
say
He is. If you watch
Does
it,
he have the certain je ne sais quoi?
he has.
je ne sais quoi.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I know what the.
You took it so personally.
I don't know.
Do I look French to you?
No?
No.
Why would you ask me that?
Well, you use the
Just keep
word.
saying
Come
it.
A
on.
je ne sais quoi. I don't know exactly what it means, but it means
Dude,
like
get
this like special, this aura, this
Yeah,
just the it factor.
Yeah, the
Dude.
it. Does he have it?
get your Fickery Dickory out of my deep dive.
Yeah.
You're making me
Gross.
sick. Josh Giddey has a TikTok, and I encourage everyone to watch it. Just so you know,
I don't have TikTok.
it's so interesting because he's 19 years old, and when you watch this, you're like, this is
No.
a 19. This is a
heck no.
19-year-old.
do you have a smartphone?
What are you looking at?
We're just talking about the fact that
Oh, okay.
we don't have TikTok.
We TikTok. Gotta have TikTok.
Mm.
So he has, like, if you're wondering what his favorite fruits are, he has a TikTok about it. If you're wondering what his Chipotle order is, he has a TikTok about
What's
it.
his favorite fruit?
His favorite fruit is mango and peaches and a banana, which he's eating during the TikTok.
That one makes me feel very uncomfortable.
You should play it for the group.
My favorite fruits are mangoes and peaches. And it's actually funny you ask because my third favorite fruit is right here.
Pulls out banana, eats it.
Big old bite of a banana.
He's 18.
Yeah.
He's
Like, it's so
Yeah.
funny to
It's-
remember. Like
when you
he's
watch
18.
when you watch it, you're like, okay, yeah. That's
I'm
just,
so glad that the world didn't have a recording of how I was as an 18-year-old.
Yeah, dude.
But
Yeah.
his go-to Subway order, his go-to Chipotle order, just things like that. Get to know him.
Any of his orders surprise you?
No, they're pretty. I would say they're pretty basic. If I had to,
Quite standard.
yeah. I mean, he's just
Yeah.
going
Did
to
he say meatball sub?
No, he said he calls it
Mango
chicken
Magic
fillet.
is the only.
No, that's Subway. Here it is.
Thank you. And my go-to order is a foot-long Italian herbs and cheese with chicken fillet and cheddar cheese, or American cheese if you're in America, and Chipotle sauce.
No veggies? No veggies on that?
No veggies.
Like a quintessential 18-year-old.
Yeah.
and he also, the best thing about him being 18 is he cannot say the word foot long without being like giving it a side eye.
Yeah. That's very 18-year-old.
It's
Stop the video, reshoot the next part.
And it's pretty good. And I would just let you guys know, get on there. I'm just gonna play those three because I want everyone to go and do their own deep
Don't
dive
spoil it.
and find out all about it.
How do you guys feel about it? I feel like he better be good at basketball. Because I swear.
I think that people I don't know what to expect as far as performance. But I
Yeah.
think his attitude, what he brings to the game, and his competitiveness is going to be the thing that, for Thunder fans, like they're always looking for, like, what's the one thing that we can draw from this guy to think this guy may be what we're
Mhm.
looking for. And the fact that he's going to compete at the level he does, even as a young kid, like, I don't know. I think that's the thing I'd be excited about watching. I mean,
Yeah.
we just have no idea what to expect from him on the court.
Yeah.
Other than the fact that, like, his two plays that stood out from his 5 minutes was a dunk and a block 3-pointer that he
Yeah.
cleared the lane, he cleared everybody out for. Everybody go away. I'm going to shoot this 3. And then it got blocked.
Yeah.
I kind of jacked about Giddey.
Yeah. The phrase I use about him is a high level connected tissue player. Like, I think it just helps connect everybody.
Oh.
I think that's like what his if he is what he's projected to be. That's what
He's like the
he'll be.
ACL
That's what
of
he'll
the
be.
team.
Yeah.
I was so bummed during summer league that I actually spent like a evening watching just every Poku highlight from the year.
Yeah. I mean, the
Wow.
truth is, like, if this it's sad.
No, it's not. It was incredible. It was like
Yeah,
the
that
highlight of my last 2 weeks.
if
That dude
this
was
team-
incredible and horrible and amazing. I love it.
if the summer league team was what it was supposed to be, it should have been Giddey and Poku and Trey Mann
Kenneth Fareed.
And then like you'd be, I think people would be like, oh, like this Thunder team is kind of wacky, like kind of fun. But anyways,
Yeah, Funhouse basketball team with those three guys on it.
yeah, for real.
Really, it's not Funhouse basketball team until you put Poku in it, and then it's just Funhouse. Whatever's happening. Dinner, Poku's there. Funhouse dinner.
Dancing.
Funhouse
dancing.
dancing.
It's true.
Yeah,
It's
if
true.
you go into Poku's house, it just has a bunch of like wobbly mirrors.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
He
you
got-
realize that's a normal mirror. That's
Yeah,
just what Poku looks like.
I'm gonna
he
be
got
honest with you, Andrew.
He got trapped in one.
Oh.
As a child, it stretched him out.
Could
That's
you
what he
do
looks
like an exclusive Poku interview where you literally are able to go to his house? Because I want to know what that place looks like.
I'm trying. That's the only thing I'll
Oh, you're
say.
trying to go to his house?
Trying to.
Just anything. Just connect with him.
Just been knocking on every door in OKC.
Hello.
Hello.
Is this Burger's house?
Oh, man.
One more thing before we move on, just about players being children when we draft them and us
Yeah.
not remembering that.
Yeah.
Do you remember when KD was on Twitter when he was like, I don't
Yes.
know, 20,
Yes.
21? It was so great. I remember this one tweet. He said, what do you do? I'm getting a massage right now and I have to fart. What do I do?
Yeah.
Can you imagine KD tweeting anything like that now?
Yes.
No.
Yes, he's still acting childish on Twitter.
Just
not
a different
in
version.
that way.
Yeah, in a
It's
different
way.
much
No,
more
but
like
still.
dark,
The
The
negative.
innocence is stripped.
Yes, the innocence is gone.
Yeah.
And that's what we're actually watching when we're watching players develop in
There's-
basketball. We watch all of their innocence leave year over year.
Dude, so we were listening to the interviews that I did in Vegas, like in the car, and my wife was like, "These guys sounds like so innocent." Like just listening to them talk, like
Mhm.
there's just like an innocence about both of them. That's just interesting. Yeah,
And that's
But-
going to be killed.
slowly destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah. that's very depressing. All right, let's go to the stream
That's
before
true.
we take a break. Tom Bystander's here. Hybrid is here. I spelled TikTok wrong. Yes, I did because I'm 35 and have 3 children.
How'd you
So-
spell it?
I don't remember. I
probably-
just spelled it like TikTok. Like,
Where did you
whatever.
spell it?
It's the title of our
Oh, okay.
stream.
TikTok.
TickTock.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That's it.
Oh,
Yeah.
you are
You
such
just got to
a
get rid of the
dad.
C,
Yeah, dude.
the first one.
You should have put put the in front of it. The TikTok.
TIK
TOK.
TOK.
Yeah.
TikTok.
Don't have it. Don't know it
The
very
TikTok.
well.
Will you at least please title the podcast that now?
TikTok.
Yeah.
Giddy
TikTok.
TikTok.
Giddey TikTok. I'm just talking about clocks.
Not about clocks.
I'm not even talking about the app. Alex Gatch is here. Madi is here. Let's see. Bailey Sanderson from Adelaide, Australia.
Hey.
Die, mate.
Okay.
Hoopstock 69 is here. Daniel Tomasi is here. Miguel
Giddy
Davella.
It's for Giddy.
Tommaso Ferrero.
I'll throw a shrimp on the barbie.
William Holloway is here. Let's see. Jermaine Wine says, I'm proposing in T-11 hours exactly.
What? Oh, don't
Do it,
Don't-
man.
no, no.
Don't do it, man.
Give it away.
Yeah,
Don't
let's
talk, we
say,
can't talk
hopefully
about it.
you're. Hopefully
He's
you're-
asking for a shout
What
out
if she's on the stream?
for Jermaine and Kaylee in South Carolina. Big shouts.
Hey, congrats.
Congrats to you guys. That's
Well,
awesome.
hopefully, congrats. Actually,
Yeah. What? Why are you guys doing that?
Nervous.
Yes, definitely. Congrats.
This nervous energy.
I'm
I'm
saying, look, we
nervous
don't-
for
the
him.
point of a proposal is to ask a question.
Yeah.
we don't know the answer to the question.
I mean, if you, okay.
We don't know this guy.
You're right. You're
How
about to say
many-
what's the truth. Is you don't really ask. That's a question that you don't ask most of the time unless you're pretty positive.
If you,
It's just gonna be yes.
how many proposals do you think get the answer no?
Here's
More than you would think.
2%.
Like what percent?
2%.
Oh, 50 to 60.
Oh,
50 to 60.
Yeah, but then 50 to 60 of those proposals they make up, and the person like real. It's a Phoebe Mike situation.
was that Friends?
Yes.
Okay,
Jesse Smith is here. What's up, Jesse?
it's the benevolent.
I ain't
An
gonna-
elephant.
I ain't gonna lie. So
Okay.
tell me why
Okay.
is also here. Thanks so much for joining.
What about Hoops Talk?
Gerardo?
There he is.
Yeah, Hoopstock 69.
Or
I
she.
think I already said it.
We
Or
don't
she.
know
Who knows?
Any of these
I
people.
don't know. All right. We'll be right back after this quick break. And we're back after that quick break.
we're
Wow.
back.
Twitter question.
Two questions. Whatever happened to that drop? Hey guys, our first Twitter question is from at Shay My Name One, who says, "Hey crew, I'm irrationally rooting for Aaron Wiggins to stick with the Thunder because I am from Maryland. What past Thunder player do you really wish stuck with the team, but not because of their skill level? Thanks, DTD."
Really loved Deontay Burton. Loved his vibe. Loved the way he played on the court. He's a thick daddy.
He was.
And now he did play for the Denver Nuggets summer league team.
Yeah.
Didn't really do much, but he's playing pickup around OKC as well.
Yes.
So, but yeah, Deontay Burton is
Just
definitely one of them.
terrorizing pickup games.
I mean, I don't know.
I think one of the bigger what ifs from that early roster was Eric Maynor, who's now part of the Oklahoma City Thunder coaching staff. But
Yeah.
Eric Maynor had that about a year and a half when we got him from Utah, that like he was a perfect backup with Russ. And then I think he blow his knee out?
Yeah.
And it kind of was just never the same after that. And then like I get on these weird YouTube deep dives, and one of them they do like saddest moments of the NBA season forever. This is not that moment, but it made me
Sean
think
Livingston.
of this. No, I forgot how awful Andre Robertson's knee injury was
It was
when it
bad.
happened, and
It
how
was
much
so
it
bad.
just was like heartbreaking for that team and for fans. So just reliving the nightmares of the last 20 years. What else do y'all want to talk about?
I really miss Dion. And
Yeah.
yes, for the skill level, but I just really miss Dion. That's the type of player I've always wanted on this team.
I kind of like in that same line, a little bit different, a lot bit different. But Mitch McGary was a guy that I was like,
That was who mine
His-
is going to be.
not just his off the court stuff, but like his skill set when he was aware and
Yeah.
present,
Mhm.
like like he played that game in Portland. I think we all remember where he was a rookie and had like
We don't remember it like you do,
20
Jay.
some
That
odd
really
points.
sticks
His
with you.
offensive game for a big was just unbelievable.
When
but
he came
was
in with
good.
just so much energy into the game, it's like
Yeah.
he was making every second count, because like when he was just a ball, like a wrecking ball into the game.
Yeah.
I really liked that.
Remember when he sprinted down the court?
Yes,
I think I was in Dallas.
yeah. And just he was just kind of like the perfect weirdo that I really liked having on the team. Like just posted
Yeah.
and like still, if he was still on the team, like still good and like still really into snakes and doing all the stuff he's doing now, and like super into bowling, I'd be like that. I like that. We would
Yeah.
be
Like-
all about it.
You were like, those are my three favorite
Those
things.
are my three
I'm
favorite
trying to
things.
even think like earlier on, like nobody really early on got me excited long
Kyle
term
Weaver?
outside of like Eric Maynor.
I did really like Kyle Weaver.
Yeah.
I think we
there's
like the
something about-
idea of Kyle Weaver.
No,
like
no,
what
no,
we thought
no,
he
no,
was
no,
gonna be.
no.
No, I
Was he
really
not
liked
that
him.
good
Loved
in
him.
the game.
He
was.
was great. He was awesome.
So he's probably like a close approximation to like the Aaron Wiggins like guy,
Yeah.
because he's like, you see him do stuff and you're like, wow, like that's really impressive. Like that's
Yeah.
really good. And then like you just have no clue if it like really translates to real NBA basketball
Yeah.
kind of thing.
It's the
So,
best. There's so many of those guys, and they're
Oh.
easy to love.
So many of those guys.
Eton Thomas. Is that how you say his name?
Yeah, I
I've heard
think
it
so.
been
I
said
think so.
so many times.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're
it's
rooting for Eton Thomas to stay on the team.
Yeah, I liked him.
All right.
Guys I didn't feel that way about was like Lamb or PJ3.
Dude, I was just thinking about that and
I didn't
trying
really
to not
care about
bring
either
that.
one of them. I was like,
Yeah.
No,
Let's
I do
move
not
on.
have great.
mainly because Lamb just reminded me of the Harden trade.
Yeah.
James Harden, somebody I wish would have stayed around on the
Okay,
team
yeah.
at least for a year, you know?
Mm,
He's talking about like fringe players. Like
I
who
know.
else? Like
Yeah.
what other fringe
Guys, I'll
players?
say it. Kyle Singler. He was a
Yeah.
great kind of just punching
Content
bag.
creator, yes.
Content creator punching bag, like
yeah, those guys are important.
and it was fun when he was here because we're just like, oh, come on. Like he just signed this 5-year deal with like this horrible player that's we're just gonna complain about.
Yeah.
And it was good. I like that. I miss him.
I
I saw him at the Greens once. He was huge,
Yep.
gigantic man.
Yeah.
I would the
Yeah.
things I've
He's
said
tall.
about him on the podcast, I'd never say to his face.
NBA
No,
guys,
never.
we don't realize how giant they are
Mhm.
until we see them in person. And it's like, oh,
Yeah.
they're
I
monsters.
walked by Bol Bol in the
Oh my god.
in the hotel. He's 7'2". It's just sometimes you like walk by these guys, you're like, how am like I a person?
Yeah.
And he is also a person. Like that just doesn't make sense to me.
I remember when I was a kid and the Oklahoma City Cavs were the, like, I don't even know, I guess G League team maybe, but like some sort of
CBA, I think is what it was.
minor league
Yeah.
basketball team. And
Yeah.
they played the team. Manute Bol was playing for
Yeah, he was.
the other team. And
Yeah.
I went and saw them, and Manute Bol would sit on the bench,
Yeah.
and his legs would be as tall as his head.
Oh my
on the
God.
bench. Like
Yeah.
it was like a spider. Like the way his legs, it was unbelievable.
You know what's so weird? I think we've talked about this before. When you sit down close to the basketball court, the court looks so small when you're on the same level as these other guys.
It's a basketball court, right? Like
Yeah, and it's like, how does anyone get any shots off? How do you move around?
Yeah.
I just remember seeing
the camera angle is not really showing you what space looks like down there.
Yeah, it's wild.
I got
Yeah,
pretty
it's true.
close for one of the games, and I can't remember who he was playing for, but Timofey Mozgov was playing, and I'm like,
Yeah,
he's
a giant, like a literal giant.
like a literal giant.
Yeah.
It was insane. So, who are we talking about?
What were we talking
Kyle
about?
Weaver? What?
Okay, let's move on to our second Twitter question.
Daquan Cook.
It comes from
Daquan Cook.
at Peterman33, who wants to know which is KD better at, scoring or sabotaging any goodwill he ever establishes.
Gosh.
It's unbelievable how he continues to rewrite history in such a like matter of fact way. You know, like this
And
latest
people
thing,
help him.
This latest thing with Draymond is just so funny because it's just like almost everything you've said in this interview, which you are trying really hard to make seem so genuine, is just revisionist history and a lie.
But do you think that he's maybe one of those people that he really does believe these things that he's revising?
I think he does. I actually do think that he does.
I think so too.
But I think he's confusing the truth about a situation with how he feels today.
With his truth.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, it's true to him, but it's not the truth. We know from the time that he was in Oklahoma City and the stuff he said about like wanting to be here long term, he says whatever it is in the moment he thinks will put him in the best light.
Yeah.
And
of course, yeah.
And that does not have to be consistent year to year. And it is not consistent year to year. And so just don't take anything he says seriously. I mean, just take it, be like, okay, that's where he is right now.
Yeah.
But that is going to change the second he sees he goes to another team, the second he feels disrespected in any way, whether it be by a teammate, by a random person on Twitter, or by his own imagination. And then he snaps and he has a new truth and he'll say the new thing that is in KD's mind at that second.
That's why I think he can get so upset with reporters and stuff when Sherwood Strauss, Ethan,
yeah.
Like he hates Ethan. Do you think Ethan is like falsely reporting these stories? There's just no way.
Yeah. No,
but KD says
not.
he's a liar and like makes those things up. And I think both things are, I think KD really thinks that he's lying and making up those stories.
Yeah.
You know? And Ethan is really telling what actually happened, but the like reality is just different.
What happens when you are a person with that much clout and that much money, really, is you pay for all the people that are around you. And so the people around you stop telling you no. They tell you what you want to hear and they agree with all of your ideas.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
So when you aren't smart enough, or not smart enough,
when you aren't smart enough,
when you aren't smart enough to keep those people around you that you came up with that will tell you, no, this is a bad idea. No, you should do that. You're not right. Then everyone around you be like, yeah, he's that reporter's lying. Everything he's saying is a lie, because it's what the person who pays for their entire lifestyle, their family, their house, their car, pays for them, is thinking. They're like, yeah, that's exactly right. And so
wise, Luke.
Well, it's wisdom, baby.
Oh,
Let's stop
Baby.
talking about KD. Let's go to our next Twitter question.
Darn smart.
Darn smart. Hey, God. Our next Twitter question comes from @WorthLambert, who wants to know, any chance this team shows enough promise we abandon tanking this year?
Who wants to do it?
I don't know.
Andrew's already like.
I have to
he's
do it.
already
I
there.
have to do it like 5 times a week. Can
No.
somebody else do it?
No.
No, you should be numb to it at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I am. Yeah, I just want to feel something though.
Oh, okay,
Same. That's
okay.
what Summer League was so problematic for me. I just want to feel anything.
No, I mean, there's the only way that happens is if Poku blows up
Yeah.
and is like, oh, like Poku is
Averaging 26 a game,
is like wing Jokic,
50, 90, 40.
you know, 50, 90, 40.
I don't know what those
90% from the 3-point line.
Yes.
40% from the free throw.
It is the most
50, 40,
wild.
90.
It's the most wild.
90% from 3 and 40% from free throw
He's
line.
taking-
Surely nobody's ever done that
He's
before.
taking 12 threes per game, averaging 90% from the 3-point line.
The Thunder would like petition the league to let people take their free throws from behind the 3-point line if they wanted
Poku's
to.
scoring 47 points per game.
Yeah.
It is unprecedented. Then yes, of course. If he's 50, 90, 40, then yes, tanking is dead. All right. So
Basketball is dead at that point.
basketball is dead. We win the title this year.
Old people stop watching basketball. Like if players are shooting 90% from 3 and 40% from the free throw line, where the points are free. Hey, they're free. Make
They're
them.
free. Yeah.
That's where it all goes down. We lose all the old people watching.
There you go. All right, let's go to our next Twitter question. It comes from @KiwiGreg5555, who wants to know
Okay.
who will make more 3-pointers, Josh Giddey in one game or Ben Simmons over the course of the whole season?
Ooh, do we get to pick? Like, does it have to be the first game?
No,
of Josh?
it is one game
Any
in one game
His
during
his best 3-point
best
game.
Yeah.
3-point game.
Oh, yeah.
easily,
Giddey
easily,
push.
easily, Josh Giddey, easily,
Yeah, I agree.
right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't really matter where Ben Simmons goes. He's not making more than 4 threes in a season.
At best, right?
I think Mozgov made more threes in that one season.
That was one of your best bold takes.
Yeah.
Was
How many was he going to make? 50?
I can't remember what I said. I think it was over under. I think I said 50.
My favorite Twitter, like battle is like everybody pulling up all of these. Like, what's the point of podcasting or talking about anything if you're just sitting there going, maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't say with any certainty about anything. Like, the point is to make statements that you feel confident in. If they're wrong, like, well, that was the point.
Yeah.
Like, it's the weirdest
I would
Twitter
just say
backlash
we
of like, oh
used
yeah, he
to-
said this and look at it now. It's like the whole point of this is to say statements with some sort of certainty, and then you're wrong because
Yeah.
you made some sort of declarative statement. That's
yeah.
the point of it. That's literally what this whole media is about.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I would just say we used to have podcasts where we just talked about other people's takes and how stupid and dumb they were.
Also, a part of this thing called sports radio or podcasting.
Yeah.
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 What's the most amount of threes Ben Simmons has made in a season?
2?
8.
6.
3
Oh,
3.
is the most, and that was last season. He was 3 of 10 on the season.
30%.
What's the most attempts that he's taken in a season?
He made
12.
in a game.
In the whole season. The whole season. For an
10.
entire season.
I'd say it's rookie. I think it's his
15.
rookie season, and I think it's 20.
11 is the most.
11.
What year was it?
That was his rookie year. So it's 11. Second year he took 6. Third year he took 7. And then last season he took 10.
What is that?
Yeah. It's weird, isn't it?
It is. It is.
All right. Hey, guys, let's move on to our next Twitter question. It comes from @Rushwartzman, who says, on the Wednesday pod, Andrew and Alex were comparing Dort's upcoming contract to the contract Smart just signed. But shouldn't we compare it to his rookie scale extension, 4 years, 52 mil?
Well, I don't know why we would compare a contract from like 5 years ago to a contract that's signed today,
Right.
because the cap is different. The money that's being offered is different. So
Types of players that are valued
Different.
is different.
yeah, so I would say
Who got an extension this year that would be similar to what Dort would grab?
I don't know. I would still say like between like 15 to 18 mil is
Mhm.
probably what he would get on an extension. He's a starter. He's not a high level starter, but he's a starter in the NBA. So I would say that
I could see
that number
somebody
makes sense.
paying him
Someone would pay him 20.
a lot
I think someone would pay him 20.
just with his skill
For-
set. And we don't know what he develops or offensively. Like, does he
Yeah.
finish at the rim better? Does he, move from, I think he was 31, 32, 33% this year. If he moves from that to, 36, 37, like if any of that stuff develops for him here in the next 2 years, like he's going to get a lot on in some sort of new contract.
34%.
But he went down to 34. You remember how many games it was that he was shooting so well at the start of last
Yeah, he was
season?
over 40% like to start the season.
For like a long time.
Yeah.
For a while.
I mean, that's
That's why they average him over the course of a season.
yeah, but he took 6 a game. I mean, if you would have told me
that's a lot.
like, hey, listen, his Dort's second year, like he signs his 2-way contract. Like, yeah, Dort's going to have a full-time contract and he's going to shoot 34% from 3 on 6 attempts per game. Would have been like, wow. If you'd have said like Andre Robertson is going to do that, you'd be like, oh my gosh, like this changes everything.
Oh, this brings up a point that I haven't. Okay. If a player shoots, I asked you guys this in text the other day and no one answered it. If a player shoots 50% from 2, is that good?
Yeah, 50%. I mean, it depends on who it is.
Right.
Depends on who. If it's a big man,
It's
no.
generally good, right?
If it's a big man, no, it's not good.
right, because they're at the rim.
Yeah.
But if you're taking a jump shot like mid-range and
you're
you
a-
shoot 50%,
Yeah.
that's really good,
If
right?
you're a guard, then it's good.
Okay. If a player shoots 33% from 3, it's bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's
What's
not
league average?
league average is like upper 35%.
But when a player shoots 33% from 3, you're like, that player needs to get better at shooting, right? It's the same amount of points though. So what's
no.
going on here?
But that's why teams are taking more threes. Like you're making the 3-point argument right now. This is like Mike D'Antoni, like on a.
Well, I know, but
soapbox.
we say I get that. If a player's good at shooting threes, then yeah, take threes, you get more points. But why do we consider a player that's 33% from 3 someone that needs to develop a better shot when it's equal to
Because they're-
50% from mid-range?
I don't think that people think that it's bad. I would just say that more than half of the league is shooting better.
But
So-
okay, I get it. But
So it's like on a curve, right? Because there are
Yeah.
so many players that are shooting better that it's like, oh, compared to all these other guys, it's not as good.
yeah, but for a team overall, like we
You're
discount
making-
a guy.
You're making the 3-point argument. Like you're making the argument as to like why teams are taking
No,
35 threes a game.
No, I understand that. I'm saying I think we discount guys too much based on a percentage number that should be considered good enough to be shooting threes because threes are good.
Yes, but when more than half the people are doing better than that, it's not good.
No, that's not necessarily true. It could still be good.
I don't
It's
think
just
No,
so.
not better than average.
Yeah, I think that most teams would have their player. Like if JRE is shooting 33% from
He's
3
gonna
this
shoot
season,
threes.
I think they just want him to keep going, like keep shooting. Like it's enough.
Yeah.
I think there's a threshold. If you're shooting below 30%, then it's like, okay, we need to kind of figure out what we're doing here.
that's like a guy who shoots 40% from mid range. It's like, don't be taking that.
Yeah,
anymore.
please don't do that.
Yeah.
But also, most of the guys on this team are young, and so the percentages shouldn't matter that much. Like we need to be looking more at like, do they shoot it consistently?
Yeah.
Like, what's their form look like? Are they landing in the same spot?
So Dort's a good 3-point shooter.
Great. I'd even argue.
There we go.
All right, let's move on to our next Twitter question that comes from @Cody, son of Steve, who wants to know what's the best food you know how to make. What is your signature dish?
Pancakes.
That's your
Pancakes?
signature?
Signature.
Do you make them from scratch, or do you use?
Sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't.
Okay.
Do you put any fixins in there? Like little, that's
Sweet. and
that
low?
is you
Little
that
sweet
is
and
you
low, little-
putting that is you
half-
putting chocolate chips or blueberries in your pancake.
I will sometimes put blueberries
Okay.
in them, and sometimes
bars BQ.
Bars BQ.
sometimes some sprinkles
Okay.
for my kids.
And they're good. I told that's how you sprinkle them.
Yeah, always raisin. Yeah,
Pancakes being your signature, like
says a lot.
dad.
It says a lot about me.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does.
Y'all do a lot of Brenner breakfast for dinner.
We do a lot of breakfast for
Nice
breakfast.
word combination, Jay.
I feel like breakfast for dinner is just an underrated go-to, man.
Oh, it's good.
It was the best in the frat house when they did breakfast.
It
for
was
dinner.
good.
It was
It was
awesome.
good. That is
my
true.
my son's birthday is next week, and we're trying to figure out what do you want for dinner. Like, whatever. Well, we'll make whatever you want to make.
His birthday's next week?
Yeah.
Are we birthday twins?
When
31st, baby.
that's not next week. So
Do you know when your birthday is, Luke?
No, I just know it's coming up.
yeah, it's a Tuesday.
I like
it's a
to be
week from Tuesday.
surprised.
So anyway, but I was like, we can always do
By the calendar?
Uh-huh.
we can do breakfast for dinner if you want to. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Did he
It's
like
good.
that?
Yeah, he loves breakfast
Nice.
because he likes
Yes.
pancakes, sausage, eggs.
The thing that's great about working from home is that we get to have breakfast like every day together. Like there's not typically like a rushed like
Grab a Pop-Tart, get out of the house.
Yeah.
We my go go ahead, man.
No, you go.
So we have I
I'll
purchased.
go.
Go ahead, Taylor.
Oh, God, just
I purchased a griddle,
Yeah.
an outside griddle,
Mhm.
outside griddle. No, just keep saying it until I figure out
What
what's
is
next.
happening?
I-
Are you
I
just
short-circuited.
Like, I know.
My brain
you
just said,
really
"Keep
were-
saying it. Just keep saying it. Just keep saying it."
Outside griddle.
And so I've gotten really good at making like breakfast tacos out there and
Oh, dude.
smash burgers. I've got really good at smash burgers. Smash burgers probably my go-to.
Dude,
Grill up some onions and some
breakfast burgers.
mushrooms, smash some burgers. Outside griddle.
I actually really
I was like looking
I was
at
stuck
you
in the
do
loop.
it, and I could see your eye, like
I
your
was stuck in a-
brain
I was-
was like,
I was
"How do I
stuck-
move on from this?
I was stuck in a roundabout in my own head.
How do I move forward?" It just
God.
you looked confused about like your brain was recognizing that it was confused about itself.
Yeah.
I was like, "What's going on?" All I can say is outside griddle right
Say
now.
something else. Say something else.
Okay. Mine is I think I make a really good steak.
Oh.
I think I make
Oh.
a really good breakfast burrito.
Ooh.
And I used to make, like, when I was a kid, I like my family would do this thing like every one of us would cook a meal, and my meal every time was in this big wok, and it was basically like a kung pao chicken, and it was phenomenal. It was so good.
Luke just yanked his headphones out as he said "kung pao." It was like, "Pow!"
It was.
What is going
Very good.
on with
I
this
actually-
question?
I actually really like cooking, and I think I'm
Oh.
not bad at it. I don't do it a lot though.
Would you say you're like 32 or 33% from 30?
No, I'm like 15%.
Oh, that's bad.
I don't
Yeah.
cook very often.
Yeah, that's bad.
I don't think that's how percentages work.
I
though.
don't know. I don't know. I don't
You
understand.
don't cook very often, but if you
Yeah.
maybe shoot 50%, but you just take 2 a game.
Yeah.
I'm not very consistent,
Yeah, which is important.
which is important.
It is. Michele sent me his carbonara recipe.
Yeah,
I've made that so many times, and it's really,
Really?
good.
Yeah.
It's really, really good.
that's awesome.
Yeah, that's all.
Umami?
It does. It's got some umami. It's hard to. I mean, I guess technically you can describe other genres of food as having umami. I mean, yes,
Does it
definitely.
have je ne sais quoi?
It does have that certain je ne sais quoi. I would say that is what umami is too. Umami and je ne sais quoi, kind of the
Same
same
thing.
thing, I guess.
Yeah.
What's the
I
English
don't
version of that?
All right. Oh man, we got like time for
Let's
maybe
go on to our next Twitter question.
maybe one more. Then we gotta
Okay,
go.
our last Twitter question. It comes from @QSeahawk88, who wants to know what are each of your favorite Coach Mark moments from the past year. He seems like a really cool dude and deserves more talk. I wish we were friends. I'm lonely.
I loved it whenever I think it was Barry Trammell asking a question at exit interviews with him, and for whatever reason, people wanted to talk about like how difficult the COVID year was, and like that's like the first 4 questions were about that. And I'm like, gosh, like please stop, And Barry asked some question about like people having like a bad attitude about it, and Mark was like, kind of like, he's like, no, he's like, one, like if you came in our locker room with that attitude, like Kendrick Williams would grab you by the collar and like make sure that you weren't going to bring that into our locker room, like
Dang.
one of those. That was like one of my favorite moments. It was really funny.
Wow, that makes me love Kendrick Williams.
Kendrick Williams is very beloved by like everybody.
Sounds like he's become a very important part of this locker room culture too.
He is important. I think that they've illustrated that a lot throughout the season.
Mhm.
Yeah, they could have traded him.
They could have.
Like people wanted him.
Oh, I want him.
He'll be in
bad.
demand. I don't know if they'll keep him long term. He'll be in demand. I mean, I think they can get something for him this year if they wanted to trade him. But we'll see.
Favorite Coach Mark moment?
I don't know.
Get your beer.
Jay wants
favorite-
to steal
your
mine.
favorite
We'll
Kurt-
do it together.
Your
go
favorite
ahead.
Coach
No, we'll do it
moment?
together. This is Jay and mine's because this is the only memory both of us have of anything that he's
I think
done.
the most memorable moment of a season was the
Poku
yelling
yelling
thing.
thing. Yeah.
Mine too.
Oh. Well, I don't even know how to talk about that. I guess it was just cool to see him actually be passionate to another player and keep them accountable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never felt like you got that from, and it's such a different ball game when you're playing developmental minutes versus like we're trying to compete with 2 superstars that are
Yeah.
like, you can't grab Russ to the side and be like, we watched you mess up many times,
Yeah.
At least not on TV. You can't.
Yep.
Like behind, like in practice or whatever. Like we don't know that those conversations.
Like, what's the
didn't
most
happen.
memorable Billy Donovan moment?
Can't play canter.
Can't play Cantor.
Widow's Peak.
Widow's Peak.
Looks like a vampire.
Mm-hmm. So I'm at
Yes.
But yeah, it's can't play Cantor. It's one moment.
Yeah.
Nothing else he did was memorable. Although when he tried to pull Russ whenever he had the 2020 game for Nipsey,
Yeah.
like that was something where at the end, I guess I didn't remember this from when it happened, but he tried to pull him and Russ waved it off.
Yeah.
And then Billy walked over and talked to him, and they kind of was like, "Hey, I didn't realize what you were doing. I'm sorry." And kind of they hugged it out.
never apologize to your players.
Yeah, that seems like a poor way to lead.
Never apologize.
That's a Bob Knight, man.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Never apologize to people you're supposed to be leading.
Travis Funny is coaching 5-year-old rec league. man.
He needs advice. And advice.
You got any
Don't
advice,
ever
Andrew?
apologize to your players.
Never
apologize to your
They're
players.
5 years old.
Andrew just finished.
Yeah. Just try to have fun.
Yeah.
Like,
That's all you
honestly,
really
like,
can do
just
with
try to-
kindergartners or 5-year-olds.
Yeah. Just make sure they like basketball.
And just like the only way
Maybe
to have
dribble.
fun is to win. So make sure
Dribble.
that you win.
Dribble instead of just running with the ball.
Not yet. Not yet.
All right, guys. And is that it?
Yeah, make sure you win. You don't want those kids to grow up feeling like losers.
I'm coaching my son's flag football team this semester.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah.
You gonna be yelling?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah. Never
Yes.
apologize.
Give us your best yell.
No.
Huh?
What?
I'll give you one.
I swear to God, if you don't pull a flag on that kid,
Is that a good yell?
I'm